Well, the Democratic Party has been hijacked. This is the political pastor. I'm out here on a bright sunny day. Been watering a few blueberry bushes that we've put out. I think you could probably see one of those there. Always trying to do some improvements around the homestead, especially in times like these. But you know, it's not just the Democratic Party as far as political pastor is concerned. And this will be much to the chagrin of some of my Republican friends, but I'm not pleased with either party most of the time. However, I absolutely cannot subscribe to the Democratic Party platform. And this is not only at the larger national level, but even in our local level. So just recently, I've seen some information from our local Democratic Party, and they've been focusing a local college here in the southern part of Tennessee and targeting those college students, trying to get them in the party. But part of the appeal, it seems like, is to all these different variations of sexuality these days. In fact, it seems to be about the only thing that they can stand on. In this part of the country, the Democrats were strong for a long time. And granted, much of it harkens back to the time of the Civil War, the war between the states, whatever you want to call it. But in this part of the country, it was heavily Democratic. And at that time, most people believed the Democratic Party stood for the common man. They thought that the Democratic Party looked out for just the regular guy and more adhered to their values during that time. But there's been a major shift, obviously, in that party. You know, even my great-grandmother, my great-great-uncle, her brother, I remember them voting Democrat till the day that they died. And they would tell me stories about things that happened in this part of the country and what the Republicans had done to them. But the Democratic Party had changed drastically, and they had a difficult time seeing that even during their life. And today, many who subscribe to the Democratic Party don't understand at all what it stands for. They don't understand the platform, or they find themselves, because of tradition, they want to hang on to it. They don't want to lose that party. So they continue to try to embrace the party, even though its ideals have totally left anything that they would normally agree with. So, for example, our local Democratic Party, whoever's hijacked it, whoever's controlling their social media, has put out that at their next meeting, they're going to have this speaker whom they can't even get the pronouns straight. They name the speaker and they call the speaker he/they, and then they go on later in the advertisement to call him he again. So they can't even get the pronouns straight. And their only focus, again, is on sexuality these days. And with the Democratic Party's hard stance on these leftist issues, not to mention the economic issues, not to mention foreign policy, but let's just look at this alone, just on the moral issues. With their support of abortion, the murdering of unborn children, with their support of all these sexually deviant lifestyles, all these crazy pronouns, all this wokeness that they're embracing these days, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, you name it, all these fringe groups that they embrace. I don't think that this fringe group of people represents the majority of the folks in the United States. Yet people are still clinging to a party because of history, because of what their parents, their grandparents, their great-grandparents did. And for whatever reason, they hang on that party so tight that they compromise their own morality. They're more loyal to a party than they are to their God. And that's the crux of things. So I don't care, Republican, Democrat, whatever you adhere to, if your party, your political party, is more important to you than your God, if you would compromise what you believe just because a party takes a certain position or has a certain platform, you're not much Christian. You're not much follower of God, and you're definitely not standing on your morals. And so don't be a person who compromises. Don't be so party loyal that you're not God loyal. Our loyalty belongs to God first and foremost. Parties are secondary. So we as Christians, we don't vote party lines. We vote biblical lines. So I encourage you, if you're not in one, get in a good church that preaches and teaches the Word of God. Adhere to those principles and ensure that they are upheld not only in your parties, but in your government, in all of politics, in our society. This is a political pastor, and I'm out.